All right, so Senator, we're thrilled to have you here, and I guess I'm wondering to start off, what brings you to Yale today?
I've been to a number of other schools, and I look forward to the opportunity of coming here.
And you're in Connecticut at the moment campaigning for Linda McMahon.
Yes.
And how do you feel about her as a candidate?
I like her very much. I think she's tough. I think she's had a lot of experience. She's had her ups and downs, and I think she understands the free enterprise system. I'm very impressed by her.
Thank you. And coming up this Wednesday, there's the big debate in terms of the presidential election. And do you think Romney can still win at this point?
I do. I think the races are still close enough to that the last month or so, believe it or not, there are some Americans who don't watch Fox or MSNBC and have normal lives, and they don't really begin to focus until the last days. In fact, we have belief that some people don't make up their mind until they go into the ballot booth. So a lot of these elections, especially in these battleground states, will depend on voter turnout. I hate to mention that I lost, but in 2008 there was a very big voter turnout, very big. There was a lot of enthusiasm amongst young people and African Americans and others, young women, for President Obama. And we aren't seeing that level of enthusiasm at this point. So it'll get down to, as it usually does, get out the vote.
And what do you think is at stake in this upcoming election? What kind of choices are Americans having to make?
Well, I think there are some choices. We have increased our debt by $6 trillion under President Obama. He's the one that said he was going to cut the deficit in half, said he did deserve a second term unless we had a balanced budget. But I also think he's run a strong campaign. In these battleground states, he spent hundreds of millions of dollars in attack ads on Romney while Romney was debating the other candidates. It was very effective. It drove, and I could show you the chart, driving Governor Romney's negatives up, which caused him to have a bit of a hill to climb. And finally, I'm sorry for the long answer, but because of what happened in Libya, and this terrible tragedy of Ambassador Stevens and 3 others, and the unrest throughout the Arab world, the increasing emergence of al-Qaeda in Iraq, where we lost over 4,000 people, where these terrible things are happening in Afghanistan, where Afghans in uniform are killing Americans, which cripples our whole strategy, and of course Syria, where 25,000 people have been massacred. Foreign policy, for the first time, is getting into this campaign. It will be very interesting to see how that plays.
And in terms of this upcoming election, what do you think the impact of a second term with President Obama would be?
Tax cuts expiring, the debt limit, the sequestration, all these things that they call the fiscal cliff, that he's going to have to sit down with Republicans, and Republicans are going to have to sit down with him. There's a lot of wounds that may take some time to heal as a result of this, the most negative campaign I've ever seen on both sides. So we've got to prevent this crisis. If we don't, the markets are going to start to react, and that obviously is a very bad thing for America.
Well, thank you very much.
Is that all you have for me?
That's everything I have.
Nothing at all. All right.